Okay, so next is our integrated behavioral health current events discussion. We'll have two of those. One at the beginning of the semester. I think I mentioned this in the assignment schedule video. So one will be in the first half of the semester. One will be in the second half of the semester. And so to start, let me show you where these assignment modules will be located. All right, so you scroll down here through the first four course content modules, and you'll see your current events discussion post for the first half. And so I will post, I'll be starting the discussion. I'm going to post an article and something that'll be current events related from one of these four topics. Right, so it'll reference something related to what we've already covered across these four topics here that you see. All right, from introduction to integrated behavioral health through the primary care and integrated health module. Okay, and so that is where you'll find the first one, and you'll find these instructions. This video will be available. You'll see there'll be a video here when you open this up. This video will be here, so you'll see this. You'll see the instructions here as well as over here in the syllabus. So it'll be in two places for ease of access. All right, so that's the first one. The second one will be down here, and that'll be so that'll be referencing anything we've covered from Module 5, so the integration of social determinants, the first one on that we have two social determinants of health related IBH topics. Okay, so it'll be those two social determinants ones through reducing disparities, bias, and stigma, emergency and acute care settings, and pain management, hospice palliative, and then the law enforcement and criminal justice. So I will post an article that will be related to one of those module content topics, and it'll be in the exact same format. Sorry, let me scroll up and down while I'm talking to you. You'll see the same instructions will be here again when you open this. The forums themselves will look exactly the same in terms of you'll see the instructions here again. And then, of course, there'll be a different article and a different post from me for each of those to start the discussion. All right. And so let me come back out of there and talk a little bit more about the instructions. All right. So what I'm going to do is just share my thoughts about whatever it could potentially be a video, a news piece, like a video news piece could be instead of an article or in addition to or an adjunctive to an article. We'll see, what seems to come up and what's most relevant for a discussion. But basically, I'll offer you my thoughts on the article as I do with any of the articles in our lecture content. I share with you what my thoughts are and where my thoughts come from, and encourage you to formulate your own thoughts around it. And so a few parameters, probably all really self-explanatory. Use good online etiquette. I am not here to tell you what to think about something. My job is to share my own perspectives and create conversation to help you formulate your own thoughts and practice, articulating your thoughts and your impressions about whatever a topic might be, particularly something that might be a hot button topic in the general public. So all views are welcome. Try to support your position. You may want to reference something else that you have read or seen. Try to think about what sources are authoritative. Doesn't mean that we can't listen to podcasts and other personal points of view. Just try to, as I do when we are talking about any content, course content, to try to like, here's what the facts are, or here's what the data suggests, here's what what the policy is, versus here's what I think about it based on my own experience. And so you do the same, and just make sure that you're practicing good social work values: empathy, compassion, respect for one another, like that. So, which I know you all know very well how to do, and I'm confident you'll do it. It just put that in there just so that the expectations are put forth. So in terms of the amount, try to keep it within a minimum and as well as a maximum. Um, you know, what I'm looking for and what I'll provide is around a 4 or 5 sentence paragraph, maybe a second paragraph with another 4 or 5 sentences. Um, it's not like you're going to lose points if you like write a teeny bit more than that. But what I want to make sure that people do, well, two things. One, don't write, I don't want folks to, any of you to like just write a few sentences as if you didn't put much thought into it, or write something that's like just regurgitating what's in the article and reads in a somewhat robotic way. We're really, this is an opportunity to just exchange thought. And so that's what I'm looking for. But I also don't want things to be so lengthy that it becomes a challenge for everyone, including me, to read through everyone else's posts. Okay, so that's why the minimum and the maximum are actually really important. I know that, frankly, when we're doing these classes with all of you in the social work program, I don't really worry about people. Like, it's not like, oh, this person like dialed this in, wrote 3 sentences, and just copied it from somewhere else. I mean, that happens sometimes, but honestly, the much more often the challenge is, like me, you're like, I could write all day about this topic, and which is great. You're passionate about it, I'm passionate about these things, and that's good. But what we want to do is make sure that we're succinct in what we're articulating, so that everyone has a chance to read it. If we all write pages and pages of a post, there's not going to be an exchange of ideas because people just won't be able to read it all, including me. So keep to the minimum maximum as best you can. Feel free to share links to resources. That is not a requirement for the assignment. So if you assert a position, I might leave some feedback like, hey, that's cool. Maybe a little bit more about what you. I would be interested in more like, what kind of sources, kind of help you formulate that thought or support that position. So I might share that in feedback with you. But it's not required. You won't lose points for that. I'm really just looking for thought and to articulate yourself in a succinct but passionate way. So I'm doing both of those things at once. And if you do post something, if you post a video related to something we're talking about, totally fine. Really, no content is off limits. But if you post something that is going to be challenging for people to view, just give them a heads up. And I try to do the same thing. We take on a lot of challenging topics, emotionally challenging topics in this course, because we're going to be taking on emotionally challenging things as social workers. So that's all okay. It's actually good. But just be, if you're going to post something either in text about a situation that you encounter or something, it's okay to share things that are personal. But if it's if you think it, just use your judgment and you'll be fine. But if you think it may be something that's going to be challenging, it doesn't mean you can't post it or share it. Just give people a heads up in the beginning of your post if you're going to share something that may be challenging to watch, so the person has the option of like, if they feel like they might not be up to it, that they can take a pass on it. Okay, you'll have my own post to use as a model or a template. When you first come on to when you're first logging in onto the course shell at the beginning of the semester, you probably won't see any posts from me yet. I try to at this, trying the beginning of the semester and a little bit before the semester, start thinking about like looking at articles that I just read, just to read on my own, and like sort of thinking about ideas like what article really grabs me. In fact, something came up today, that an article that's from earlier this year, but directly related um, to a client situation today, that was related to IBH, and some of the topics we're talking about. I'm like, oh, after that session, I'm like, there's an article I might use. I might bring up that topic. So I'm not sure if I will yet. I'm still noodling on it. But point of that being is, I will make my post as we get closer to the due date, no less than a week out if you need something concrete, and then I'll give you a week to look at my post before it's due. So I'll make sure that I have a post by then. Feel free to shoot a message to me through the messenger if like you're logging in. It's like, oh, he said a week out. He'd have something posted. I don't see anything. Shoot me a Blackboard message, and I'll make sure I get it up there. Okay. And the two assignments will be the exact same in format, same number of points, and and the same expectation and same sort of thought sharing, and in interaction opportunity for us. Okay, so other than that, I hope that's helpful. I'm super excited to get into some current events topics with you, and look forward to exchanging thought with you.